because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength, and you have to be strong.
They're moving past the police, tearing down the barriers.
He loves to arouse passion and emotions. It's the thing he's best at. It's the thing he cares most about is sort of provoking emotion.
Stand for 911, where's your emergency?
Oh, this is Sandy for 41 Rock River Road.
What's the problem?
Send the police.
What's the problem there?
The chimp killed my friend.
What's the problem with your friend?
Oh, please.
What's the problem with your friend? I need to know.
Send the police up with a gun. With a gun. Hurry
Who
up.
has a gun?
Please hurry up. He's killing my girlfriend.
What is the problem?
He's killing my friend.
Who's killing your friend?
Chimp, my chimpanzee.
Oh, your chimpanzee is killing your friend.
He ripped her apart. Hurry up. Hurry up, please.
There's someone on the way.
With guns, please. You shoot him.
What is the monkey doing? Tell me what the monkey's...
He ripped her face off.
He ripped her face off?
He's trying to attack me. Please,
Okay,
hurry.
I need you to calm down a little bit. They're on the way. Can you put yourself away? I don't want the monkey attacking you.
Please, hurry up. Listen to me.
They're on the way, ma'am.
They gotta shoot him, please. Please, hurry.
Are you there with your friend? I need you to help your friend. Can you go help your
I
friend?
can't. He tried to attack me now.
Is he still there with your friend?
Yes.
Okay, so then back off. Then don't get any closer, okay? They're already on the way.
Please.
If the monkey moves away from your friend, let me know, okay? So we can try to help your friend.
No, I can't. She's dead. She's dead.
Why are you saying that she's dead?
She's dead. He ripped her apart.
He ripped what apart? Her face?
Everything.
He ripped her apart?
I think I'm gonna sleep. I think I'm gonna pass out.
No, just breathe, okay? I'm gonna stay with you on the phone until they get there.
Listen, please, hurry. Please, hurry. Oh my God. We gotta have the gun back.
This is a 911 call made by Sandy Harold, owner of Travis the Chimp. What you are hearing is Travis viciously attack and rip apart Sandy's best friend, Charla, who was visiting for the day. This is Charla's face after the attack. Travis the Chimp was a domesticated chimpanzee, raised and nurtured to be just like a human. Sandy used to dress him up in little outfits, take him out for walks and ice cream, and even teach him how to use the computer and television. So why did Travis viciously attack Sandy's best friend? Travis went chimp mode. These are snow geese, native to North America. Every year, these birds fly nearly 4,000 kilometers from the southern United States and Mexico to the Arctic to breed. It doesn't matter if the weather forecast is rainy or uncomfortable. These birds will make this difficult journey every year. It's automatic. This is an animal called a sloth. It lives in tree canopies in the forest of Central and South America. One of its main behavioral traits is that it moves very slow. It doesn't matter if the sloth is among a group of fast-thinking, quick-moving monkeys. The sloth will just always move slow. You see, within each animal in the animal kingdom, there is within each of them a behavioral program. It doesn't matter if Sandy raised Travis the chimp like a little human for 10 years. Inside Travis is the chimpanzee program, and the chimpanzee program has the capability to be instinctively aggressive, dangerous, and violent. So too with geese. It doesn't matter if one year there are big storms. The geese don't wait it out until it's sunny. The geese's behavioural program ensures that the geese fly north every year. They can't control or stop it. And the same too with the sloth behavioural program. The sloth behavioural program ensures that the sloth moves slow. They can't control or stop it. It's automatic. You see, no matter what the situation is, or what external influence is going on outside, a chimp will always be deep down a chimp. Geese will always be geese. And sloths will always be sloths. These programs are also sometimes referred to as one's nature. So, for example, the sloth has a slow nature, and the chimp has at times an aggressive and violent nature. Now let's look at humans. As we know, humans are more advanced and complex life forms than animals. Yet, despite this, humans have these behavioural programs inside of them too, which govern their behaviour. These are mostly unconscious responses to the world around us. The debate on how these programs are formed is still being researched and up for much discussion. For example, are they hardwired into our DNA like animals? Or do they evolve through our experience within the world? Or maybe it's a bit of both. This discussion is perhaps best left for another video. The key takeaway here is that these behavioural programs are also within humans too. And while they differ slightly to animals, they operate the exact same way. That is, they have the same architecture and operate the same way. Let's take a closer look. Here is a behavioural program. Every behavioural program consists of two parts: the central hub and the wiring to the central hub. The central hub is the reward mechanism. It gives out a rush of dopamine to the user once they behave in accordance with the program. This hit is usually experienced as feelings of excitement, fulfillment, a feeling of completeness, happiness, or a mixture of all of the above. The circuitry and wiring is the program's code. It's like a pathway that, once followed in accordance with the coded behavior, reaches the reward center. The user needs to travel down this pathway to obtain the dopamine hit or reward, and the successful journey down this pathway is achieved through behaving in accordance to the associated behaviors dictated by the program. Once the user follows the pathway of the program by behaving in a certain way, the user gets the reward, which is usually a rush of excitement, fulfillment, a feeling of completeness, happiness, or a mixture of all of the above. This rewarding feeling then makes the user want to continue with the behaviors associated with the program to continually get the reward. It becomes a feedback loop. Let's look at 3 examples to help understand this more. The professional jewel thief program, the compulsive gambler program, and the argue program. A person who is a jewel thief is ruled by the professional jewel thief program. A person with this program feels compelled to break into someone's house and steal jewels. When they do this, they get a huge dopamine hit. This then satisfies and reinforces this behavioral program, which makes them compelled to do this behavior again and again. A person dominated by the compulsive gambler program gets a huge dopamine hit or inner reward every time they gamble. You often find these people in casinos, at the races, or playing online gambling. Every time they gamble, they get a dopamine hit, and this then satisfies and reinforces the gambler behavioral program, encouraging them to gamble more. Do you know someone or have met someone who likes to argue with you? I have. This person has the arguing program dominating their being. Sometimes you can just be near someone like this and just sense that they just want to pick an argument with you or anyone within their orbit for no apparent reason. This person looks for opportunities to argue with someone, and when they find a target and argue with them, they get a huge dopamine hit. They feel satisfied and get a sense of importance from it. This feeling then reinforces the arguing program, and it becomes a feedback loop for them. These kinds of people are often attracted to join protests or are drawn towards careers such as being a lawyer, where they can argue and feel the need to prove others wrong. These are just 3 examples among hundreds which exist within people. So why am I going into all of this? 2 reasons. Firstly, by knowing and understanding about human nature, that is, how these programs work and what programs are operating in someone, one is able to predict another person's behavior and also inevitable outcomes and results. Knowing what program is running in someone is a valuable source of information which can help you make informed and wiser decisions when interacting or engaging with others. You see, if you understand what programs are dominating and operating in someone, you can use that information to become less prone in becoming how Charla ended up. No face. You would know to stay away from an animal like Travis the chimp, because you would be aware that deep inside Travis was exactly that, a chimp, and chimps have inside of them the chimp program. Even though Travis might look cute in little human clothes, sometimes give you hugs, share ice cream and plays with you, at the end of the day, that chimp behavioral program is still running inside of him. And this program has the capability to exhibit highly aggressive and violent behaviors and the strength to rip apart a human at the drop of a hat. Or in another example, if you knew your employee had the gambler program running in them, you would be careful in allowing them to handle any monetary transactions, as the gambler behavioral program wants to get the user to spend money and to experience the rush and excitement of gambling. The second reason why I'm going through all this is because I believe both Donald Trump and Adolf Hitler have similar programs running inside of them, which is a really concerning observation. I will break down this more in the final part of this series, but the key takeaway here is that by understanding which dominating programs run in someone, such as Trump or Hitler, one can get a greater understanding as to why they behave in a certain way, and you will also be less prone to their manipulation and coercion techniques. There are 2 quick things I need to cover before we go into the next video. The first is to answer the question of how the heck do you know what program someone has inside of them? Well, the way to find this out is through 2 metrics, through a person's actions and their results. Let's look at some examples to help understand this more. By looking at how many times someone spends in the casino per week, their actions, and also their bank statement, their results, one can easily see if this person had the compulsive gambler program in them or not. But looking at how many times a person argues in their daily life and listening to their vocabulary and stories over the course of the week, one could easily see if this person had the arguing program operating in them or not. The last thing I want to cover is to answer the question at the beginning of this section. I mentioned that humans have behavioral programs just like animals. However, there is a difference. So if the architecture and the way these programs operate are the same, then what is the difference? The difference is that humans are more complicated life forms than animals, and as such, they can have multiple programs running inside of them. This is why humans can seem so complex and contradictory at times. Or as Orson Welles once said, "Everything about me is a contradiction, and so is everything about everybody else. We are made out of oppositions. We live between two poles. There's a Philistine and an aesthete in all of us, a murderer and a saint. You don't reconcile the poles, you just recognize them." Hitler, for example, loved children, yet at the same time, he was also an evil megalomaniac responsible for the genocide of 6 million Jews. A Catholic priest can deliver a powerful sermon, inspiring his congregation to lead a moral and good life, yet at the same time sexually abuse a child. Yet despite this seemingly complex and contradictory situation, one can look at someone's results and actions over time, and through this, one can see an average of their behaviors to determine what dominant programs are operating within them. And then, once you know what dominant programs are running in someone, you increase the probability in being able to predict what kind of results and outcomes you can expect from this person. Before we go to part 3, here are the key takeaway points on human nature. Humans, like animals, have behavioral programs inside of them. Humans can have multiple programs running inside of them, which can seem contradictory at times. You can see what kind of programs are operating in someone through a person's results and actions. Knowing what programs are running inside of someone is a valuable source of information which can assist you in making wiser decisions in life and less vulnerable to being manipulated. For example, you generally wouldn't lend money or go into business with someone who has the compulsive gambler or thief program, as there is a predicted continuous outcome from someone with this program. Or you would still have your face and limbs left because you would know that Travis the Chimp had deep inside of him the Chimp program.